Take a look at this watch on my wrist. If you aren't familiar with luxury horology, you might look at the signature bezel, the integrated case design, and the rich, textured dial, and think, that looks like a $36,000 luxury timepiece. And visually, you wouldn't be far off. This is the Specht Söhne automatic sport watch. It is an explicit homage to one of the most iconic luxury sports watches in modern horology history, the Vacheron Constantin Overseas. Now, the genuine Vacheron Constantin starts at roughly $36,500. On the secondary market, depending on the dial color and demand, you might see them going for even higher. This watch right here, I picked this up on Amazon for just $148.88. That is less than 1% of the cost of the original. So the real question today is simple. Is this just a cheap cash-in on a famous design? Or is Specht Söhne actually delivering real, tangible value that lets budget enthusiasts enjoy an incredible design without taking out a second mortgage? In this video, we're breaking down the build quality, the movement, the finish, and whether this Amazon budget homage deserves a place in your collection. Let's dive in. Let's start with the overall aesthetics, because let's be honest, that is why 99% of people buy a watch like this. The Vacheron Overseas is famous for its Maltese cross-inspired bezel. It's an intricate, six-notch design that gives a watch an instantly recognizable silhouette. Specht Söhne did a remarkable job replicating this shape. The cuts are sharp, the alternating brushed and polished finishes give it depth, and under natural light, it catches the eye immediately. Moving to the crystal, Specht Söhne fitted this model with a genuine sapphire crystal. In the sub-$150 category, many brands compromise by offering standard mineral glass, which scratches easily over time. Having sapphire glass at $148 means scratch resistance that will keep the dial looking brand new through everyday wear. And speaking of the dial, the pattern work here is impressive for the price point. The texture creates a subtle sunburst effect that shifts depending on the angle of light. The indices are applied rather than printed, giving the dial a 3D depth that feels far more premium than its price tag suggests. Is the finishing on par with handcrafted Swiss haute horology? Of course not. Under a microscope, you won't find hand-beveled edges or fine hand-engraved patterns. But from normal viewing distance, at arm's length on your wrist, it looks stunningly refined. Now let's flip the watch over and talk about what's powering this piece. Underneath the clear exhibition case back sits a Japanese Seiko NH35 automatic movement. This, in my opinion, was the smartest decision Specht Söhne could have made for this watch. Instead of using a low-tier, unreliable mechanical movement to cut costs, they chose a true workhorse of the watch industry. For those unfamiliar, the Seiko NH35 operates at 21,600 vibrations per hour. It features automatic self-winding from a motion of your wrist, as well as manual hand winding at the crown and hacking seconds, which means the second hand stops when you pull the crown out, allowing you to set the precise time down to the second. It offers roughly a 41-hour power reserve. But more importantly, the NH35 is legendary for two things: reliability and affordability to service. If this movement ever gives you trouble 5 years down the road, virtually any watchmaker on earth can repair or replace an NH35 for pennies. You get peace of mind knowing the engine inside this watch isn't going to fail you after a few months. Let's talk about wearability and case ergonomics. Integrated bracelet watches live or die by their fit, because the bracelet or strap flows directly out of the case without traditional lugs. The watch sits differently on the wrist than a standard dive watch or dress watch. The 316L stainless steel case has a great weight to it. It doesn't feel hollow or cheap. The brushing along the side profile flows cleanly into the strap, keeping that signature luxury sports watch geometry. The strap option here gives a sporty, versatile vibe. It hugs the wrist comfortably without sticking or pulling hair, making it a great daily driver. On my wrist, it sits flat and balanced. It slides under a shirt cuff surprisingly well, while still having enough presence to make a statement in short sleeves. Whether you're wearing jeans and a t-shirt or dressing up for a dinner out, it hits that sweet spot between sporty elegance and everyday casual. So, where does this leave us on value? Let's put this into perspective. A genuine Vacheron Constantin Overseas is a masterpiece of Swiss engineering. It features thousands of hours of manual labor, precious metals, hand finishing, and a brand heritage dating back to 1755. Nobody is claiming the Specht Söhne is a replacement for a $36,000 Swiss icon. But what it is an accessible entry ticket into one of the greatest aesthetic designs in watch history. For $148.88, you are getting sapphire crystal glass, a rock-solid Seiko automatic movement, solid stainless steel construction, and a design aesthetic that normally requires luxury car money to own. For young collectors, budget enthusiasts, or anyone who loves the overseas aesthetic but wants to test how it feels on their wrist before dropping serious cash, this watch offers absurd value. Final verdict? If you love integrated sports watches, value reliable mechanical movements, and want something that looks like $1 million without spending it, the Specht Söhne Homage on Amazon is an absolute home run. It hits every benchmark you could reasonably ask for at the sub-$150 price point. If you want to pick one up for yourself or check out the current color options available, I've left a direct Amazon link right down in the description box below. Click that link to grab yours while they're in stock. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more budget horology reviews, and drop a comment below. Let me know what you think of this homage design. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.